everyone turn their microphones on. Calling to order the July 11th, 2023 Daytona Beach Shores Commission meeting. Joanna, can you take a roll, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Miller,
Here.
Vice Mayor Politis, I understand it is excused.
Correct.
Commissioner Bryan,
Here.
Commissioner Thomas,
Here.
Commissioner Lindauer.
Here.
Thank you. Reverend Bob?
I'll invite you to stand as you're able, and we can join in this invocation together. Gracious and holy God, we come into these chambers this evening fully reliant upon your presence with us and your wisdom to guide the decisions that need to be made this evening. You are the God of creation, and sometimes your creation gets a little bit messy. We have seen that in different ways over the years, and certainly last fall when our area was devastated and we were in the thoughts and prayers of others. And so now, as areas of our country are stricken with heat and flooding, our hearts go out to those who are suffering, and our goodwill is extended to them as well. Keep us all in your good grace. Keep us all safe from whatever storm may come our way, be it a physical storm or a metaphorical one. And may we be comforted by each other and the peace that friendship and neighborly love brings. All these things we lift to you as we gather this evening. And we pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Bob. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, this evening we have a special guest with us, and I'm going to read a proclamation, but if you'd like to stand up, just introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's LJ Kuzmovich. I own Pure Life Surf School in front of the shores in Frank Rendon. Would you like me to tell them about this?
I will read this, and if there's any follow-up, but anyway, this is our hero this evening, so I'm just going to read a proclamation that we have for him. Whereas LJ Kuzmovich is the founder and main surf instructor of the Pure Life Surf School, and where LJ instructs students in the sport of surfing as well as teaching them the importance of ocean safety, and where LJ has been a resident of Daytona for most of his life. Whereas LJ is living his dream of sharing the gift of surfing, and whereas LJ has traveled the world surfing in places far and wide, learning and transcending through multiple languages and culture differences that have shaped him as an individual and changed his life. And whereas on June 2nd, 2023, LJ was finishing up classes for the day when he heard cries for help in the ocean near Ocean 8 and Daytona Beach Shores. And whereas on said date, LJ immediately jumped into action and rescued two young boys who were struggling in the ocean. And whereas the two young boys were saved without injuries due to LJ's selfless, skilled, and compassionate action. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this commission, for and on behalf of the whole residents of Daytona Beach Shores, does hereby declare July 11th, 2023 to be LJ Kuzmovich Day. In witness thereafter, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of this city to be affixed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your selfishness.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
You were in the right place at the right time, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. It was really nice of you. Thank you.
Do you want a picture?
Oh, sorry.
Over here, right, yeah.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Hey, before we move on, I just want to introduce a guest that I just saw sitting in the back of the room. This is Mayor Dietzel. Can you stand up, Mayor Dietzel? Okay, and he is from Edgewater, Florida. So I won't say the distinction of him. We are so proud of you. He not only is the youngest mayor in Volusia County or in Florida, is it the whole United States?
Second in the nation.
Second in the nation, okay, and we have an honor to have him with us in Volusia County. Thank you so much for being here this evening, Mayor.
Thank you for the kind words, Hattie.
Okay, next we will go on to the approval of minutes from the City Commission meeting on June 27th, 2023. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I so move. I'll second.
Thank you. And do we have any discussion on those minutes? If not, Joanna, can you take a roll, please?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Lindauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Economos,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, thank you. Okay, next we will go on to the consent agenda, and we only have one item on there this evening. So do I hear a motion to accept consent agenda without pulling that item?
I move we accept. I'll
Thank you.
second.
All right, any discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, if not, Joanna, can you take a roll on that, please?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Lindauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan,
Yes.
Commissioner Economos,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we have no old business this evening, so we're going to move right on to new business. And so ordinance 2023-06, gas franchise agreement. Attorney Attorney Walker, will you read that to us, please?
Certainly. Good evening, Madam Mayor. This is ordinance number 2023-06, an ordinance of the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, granting to Peoples Gas System, Inc., its successors and assigns a non-exclusive natural gas franchise agreement to use the public's right-of-way of the City of Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, and prescribing the terms and conditions under which said franchise may be exercised, making findings, providing for conflict, severability, providing for an effective date, and repealing prior ordinances.
Thank you. Director Irwin?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. Lori Irwin, Finance Director. The gas franchise, this ordinance is for our gas franchise. It is just a renewal of a previous contract that we have, but according to the city charter, we need to do this, any renewal by ordinance. Also, I have here, I'm going to pass out because there will be a second reading, and there is part of the contract that we are still discussing. And I've highlighted it here for you, which I'll be handing you in a moment. And we are still negotiating that. City Attorney Ross wants to have that deleted. And hold on, I'll hand it out so you can see what I have.
And so Lori, will this be something that will be deleted or added?
Right here in the highlighted section. The highlighted section will be deleted from the ordinance. What we were doing was just putting in a save nations clause.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. And which is just if, say, Port Orange, gets a higher price for their gas, we're going to get that too. And we do have actually a representative from Tico Gas here if you do have any questions.
Okay, great, all right. And Lori, is this something we've done every year?
This is, we've been doing it since, I believe, 1991.
Okay.
And every 10 years, it seems to be just when they're renewal.
Okay, great. Do we have any questions for our Director of Finance? Okay, if not, so are we looking for a motion on this ordinance this evening?
Yes, we are.
And can I have a motion to accept this ordinance 2023-06?
I move and subject to further revisions.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do we
I'll
have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All right, any discussion on this? Okay, if not, Joanna, can you take a roll, please?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Lindauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Economos,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, thank you. All right, next we're going to go on to consideration to cancel a meeting of August 8th. And we normally cancel one of the meetings in August, sometimes even in July. This is, a few of us will be attending the Florida League of Cities. And this will, especially with the mayors, the meeting starts earlier than everyone else has to be there. So do I hear a motion to consider cancellation of the August 8th, 2023 City Commission meeting?
I so move. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on that whatsoever? Okay, and who all, will all of us be going? Usually, you're going, and Richard, are you going? Chris, you're going?
I am not.
You're not, okay, all right. So it will be the three of us that will be attending the meeting on August, I believe it's the 8th through the 11th. Okay, so next we're going to go on to the report.
Need
Oh, I'm sorry, wait, okay. I need a vote. Joanna?
Commissioner Lindauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan,
Yes.
Commissioner Economos,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, next we'll go on to the report of our city attorney. Attorney, what do you have for us this evening?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This evening, for the city attorney's report, I'm seeking guidance from the commission. Next week, our firm will attend a hearing in Volusia County Circuit Court for two related cases, and the cases will decide whether certain records will be expunged under Section 943.058 Florida statutes. We are currently under a temporary injunction order, and that prohibits us from releasing certain documents related to the cases. And the upcoming hearing is going to address whether the expunction request should be granted and whether the temporary injunction will become permanent. And also named defendants in the case are the local state attorney's office, the FDLE, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. So again, we are requesting direction from the City Commission on the position with regard to the upcoming hearing. We recommend that the city just remain neutral as to the expulsion request. So that's the first item that we are asking for guidance. And the second item, last Saturday, we had a serious threat was made on the city's public safety Facebook page. And based on our firm's recommendation, the threat was removed from the Facebook page and further posts were temporarily halted. It's the firm's recommendation that the city reconsider its social media policy, and the second part of our request and ask for guidance this evening is that the City Commission authorize staff to draft a new policy to present at the next City Commission meeting.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor, before we go any further, I need to recuse myself from any discussion involving this and any vote, as my employer is a named party to these two
The city?
cases.
Your employer, the city?
No, my employer, the state attorney's office.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. All
So,
right.
Mr. Walker, would you like me to leave the dais and go in the back room while you
I
discuss
don't
it?
think that's necessary, but if you're accused, just, you're unable to take part in any deliberation or vote, so I don't think you have to leave the room. So those were our two recommendations, and if the commission is so inclined, request that a motion be made collectively to both issues at once, and that a vote be taken.
I move that we accept the recommendations.
Commissioner Lindauer, you had something?
Well, I was going to move that we accept the recommendations of the city attorney and that they be directed to proceed in accordance with their recommendations. So it's just a little addition to yours to make it clear.
Okay, so it will just be the three of us that will be voting, correct? So Commissioner Lindauer had the motion. Commissioner Bryan, can we assume you second it?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay. All right, before we go on, is there anyone in the audience that has anything to say about any of these items that their attorney had discussed with us? Okay, seeing none whatsoever, do we have any discussions, the three of us, on this item?
No.
Okay, all right, so Joanna, can you take a vote, please? Before you do that, I want to specify that this is not our normal procedure. Normally, we don't take a vote on anything that, wasn't on the agenda, so our attorney brought this up this evening, and time is of the essence here. That court date, from my understand, is it July 17th?
Yes, Madam Mayor, it's next Monday morning.
Okay, so it's July 17th, so we needed this consensus to give to our attorneys to represent us, and we will not be meeting again before the 17th. So that's why it's necessary that we took the vote this evening. Okay, any questions on that? If not, Joanne, can you take a vote on that?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Lindauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, thank you. Okay, do we have any report from our city manager this evening?
No report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this was a pretty quick meeting tonight. Again, one of the important things we did was to try to get that vote done so that we would have the consensus for our attorney. So, council comments, so do you have any comments on?
That I am very pleased that a new business has opened in the Shores today, Riley's Coating House, and it's on South Atlantic Avenue. And I haven't been here since they've opened so recently, but they had a restaurant in Port Orange, which was outstanding. Spoken to the owner a couple different times, a very nice gentleman, nice family, and so just glad we're having businesses open in the Shores.
Good, good. And let's support these businesses too. There were so many times that people have asked us, I'd like to get a new restaurant, a new whatever. Now that these are in there and that we're approving these, please go by, stop by and see them. So this would be right where it used to be Beachside Grill, and it's just north of Winn-Dixie, and right next to Mex Liquors. So please stop by. They had a fantastic menu previously, and I understand they expanded, so looking forward for them to be very successful in the Shores. Commissioner Bryan?
I don't have anything.
Commissioner Lindauer?
I have no comments.
Okay, I do want to say, and we publicized it quite a few times, that there will be no coffee with the mayor in July or August. Normally, our snowbirds are not here, and we don't have a lot of people attending, but I'm very pleased to announce, and thank you, Chief Fowler, for arranging. We will have Sheriff Mike Chitwood there that day. And one of the reasons I want him here is because we've received a lot of questions and comments that on the beach, we don't see the presence of law enforcement as much as we did previously. If we ask the sheriff, they say that they're out in full force. So I want the sheriff to hear from us that, if we're on the beach and we see them go by only once an hour, that's not what we had before. So he will be there that day to answer any questions or concerns we have.
Which day is it?
Is it September 12th? One moment while Nancy checks. 13th. So it will be 10 o'clock. Same place upstairs on the 13th, which is Wednesday. Okay, do I have any audience comments? I don't have, yes? Would you like to come forward?
Fill out a form, may I still speak?
Yes, but when you're done, if you could fill out the form, please.
Yes.
Okay, come on forward and announce your name and your address.
Carol Christopher, Oceans Grand Condos. I just want to be here as representative of the family in our building who lost the life of one of our residents Friday night out here on Atlantic Avenue. It's my understanding she was in the crosswalk. She still got hit and killed. I know this has come up many, many times. I know the reasoning that the state won't put flasher lights down here, but there's more and more foot traffic, especially people quickly trying to get to Publix before they closed or whatever. But I just want it to go on record that again it is brought up.
Thank you very much, Carol. We appreciate it. Okay, any other audience comments this evening? sir.
I came in late.
That's okay, and you can just turn that over to Joanna, and then Carol, if you fill out one, and then just give it to Joanna.
For now.
Okay.
So my name is Jeremy Pyland. I'm a new resident. I live on Liberty Street, not far from here. And I was wanting to speak about parking on Liberty Street, of bizarre things. That being main access for the, really all the works, police department, fire, and such like that. But recently, since there's a lot of beach closures, smaller beach, not as much driving, folks have started to use that street on both sides as a parking corridor, since Van Avenue is such a small parking lot. And it's starting to become an issue for not just residents, but more businesses. Potentially, let's say, any power or any service vehicles can't get through there. So I was wondering if the, if we could at all look into seeing if we could put some no parking signs on that street. Van Avenue already has no parking right away, but maybe continue that for Liberty Street as well. Just for record, my name is Jeremy Pyland. That's P-I-L-A-N-D.
Okay, thank you so much.
And who do I give to?
Give that to Joanna, and then right there, Director Cruz, is that something that you can look into, or that be Chief Fowler? Okay. All right, so Jeremy, this is our Director of Community Services, Stuart Cruz, and our Police Chief, Director Fowler. So they will both look into it, so we have the right people there. Anyone else that would like to speak? Anything else that's on anyone else's mind? Okay, if not, what items do we have for the next agenda? Any agenda items? Okay, if not, we always add something to them, and that will be on July 25th. City Manager, when will we begin our workshop for the budget?
That would be next meeting, the 25th, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, yes.
Okay, and we're having a workshop then. Okay, all right, so mark on your calendar our workshop from 5 to 6, and then the meeting will start at 6.
7:25?
7:25, yes, yes. So it would be, okay. Well, if there's no other agenda items that we want to add right now, then thank you very